talk to me a little bit, Mike. What led you to Banner Elk and Lees-McRae? Many may not have heard your story, but they know you now, and I want to be able to kind of fill in the gaps along the way.
Yeah, so back in 1981, when I was in high school, I'd received, I was a small college player, so I'm getting a lot of letters from small college. Well, I'm from West Virginia. I wanted to get away and play. So a lot of the local schools were interested in me. Well, I was like, man, I want to go away. I get a letter from Lees-McRae College and Coach Carlo Hostetter, and it was to come they were having 3 weekends of tryouts. So you called again, no cell phones, no computer, email, that stuff. So I called and sent my stuff back. They called me, and yeah, we'd like to come down such and such weekend. So I went down on a Friday, drove down, never been to Banner Elk in my life, and as you know, coming from West Virginia to Banner Elk, it's a 3 hour ride. It's probably about 115 miles.
On a lot of curvy 2-lane
Yeah,
road.
oh my goodness, coming up the mountains. Anyway, so I get there and I don't know a soul, and we slept in the gym on mats. So we worked out Friday night and Saturday morning and went home. So we'll get back to you. And that was the first week, and they had 2 other weekends. So maybe after that third weekend, maybe a month after I had went down, I get a call from Coach Hostetter offering me a full scholarship to come play at Lees-McRae College. Man, I was so excited. I like the mountains because, again, West Virginia is mountainous. I like the atmosphere, though I hadn't really been around a lot of people at Banner Elk. I was like, man, this is the place. It's away from home. I can still get back in 3 hours. Like, I'm gonna roll with it. And people at home are like, "You're going where? Because of what?" It's like, man, this is what I want to do. And I tell you, it's one of the best decisions I ever made in my life. And I'm glad that I received that call from Coach Hostetter, and I'm still in touch with Coach to this day. He lives about 45 minutes. Yeah, Coach Hostetter is 83, I think, still in contact with him, and many of my teammates, Kenny Hill, Bernilius McDowell, James Johnson, Charlie Hubert, Steve Jessup, Jeff Norman, Mike Ward. We're still in contact. So that's again, that's been, almost 40 years ago, and I still have those relationships. So Lees-McRae to me has been unreal.
Talk to us a little bit about some of your favorite memories about being a Bobcat while you were a student athlete. We'll talk about the ones post graduation.
No. A lot. Some of the best times we had were like my teammates. We would 3 or 4 of us. We'd go out. We would sometimes just go out and fish.
Okay.
We would go out and just hang out, just us, and talking. And you're 18, 19, 20 years old, and you're figuring out a lot about life, but you're talking and you're learning more about the players on your team. And at the time, most of my teammates were African Americans, and the bond we had, was, again, all the guys I mentioned to you, a lot of minorities. It's still close to date, and that was 40 years ago. And I hadn't been around a lot of African Americans in my life, but the relationships that we built then are great. And then, to see things through their eyes and how they thought, and then for them to see things through mine, it was because we're coming from different worlds, guys coming from Charlotte and Fayetteville and Winston-Salem and Greensboro, and here I'm coming from West Virginia. But those were wonderful. The talks we had were deep, really deep. And I won't go into the talks. I can still remember a lot of them, but those are really special. And again, I'm a relationship guy. And again, those relationships have continued over 40 years. And I'm not even talking about the games we had.
Right.
The games, when we would play, especially during the week, because on weekends, everybody would go home. When we play a game on a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, really good crowds, and we had good teams, and place was jumping, and those were exciting. I can remember games we lost, games we won, but again, those were great times. We had a great coach, Carlo Hostetter, and he was a really good leader. He was a mentor to us, and he was tough, but he was fair, and helped make me a better player and definitely a better man. So, my time at Lees-McRae is special. That's why we've been in contact with Lees-McRae ever since I've left, and I'm proud to still be a Bobcat to this day.
So you leave Lees-McRae, and now you're director of officials for the Southeastern Conference. You're recognized as the college basketball official of the year. Mike, what led you from playing basketball at Lees-McRae to officiating on some of the biggest stages? I know in the last several years, as you and I have become closer, I can tune in on an ACC game, preferably at the Cameron Indoor Stadium, and I'm guaranteed to see Mike Eades there. So what led you from Banner Elk and playing college basketball to officiating on the biggest collegiate stage?
Well, I got a lot of good breaks along the way. I'm not gonna lie. I worked hard. I put in my time, but I had some good breaks. I had some people, right people, mentoring me along the way that really helped out. I mean, I could list quite a few, but that'd take too much time, and I'd probably leave somebody out. But when I finished college, had my degree, I went back home to West Virginia, and my degree's in education, so I became a teacher, and I just started refereeing just to get some extra money. That was really the only reason. I mean, I was still playing basketball all the time in leagues and stuff, but just to get extra money, and kind of got the bug and signed up with the local high school because I was just doing rec league. Signed up with the local high school association. The bug hit me a little bit more. Kind of got hooked, and started going to camps to get into to learn how to ref better and to get into small colleges. So start off small college basketball, continued to go to the camps. Got into low Division I and to mid-major, then was fortunate enough to make it to the ACC, Big Ten, Big East, Big 12, SEC. So I was again very fortunate to get to where I got to. How I made it to where I did, again, I had breaks. I did work hard. I mean, people don't think that referees, think they go referee the game, take the money, go on the next spot. I mean, I'm a very competitive man, so I was always trying to get better and find ways. How can I be better? Okay, I made mistakes. How do I correct them? And I was always my own worst critic, which I think helped me. But watching as time changed, you could get more video and watch yourself. So did a lot of learning through that. Listened to people. Again, like I was talking about my teammates from. Coming from diverse, we're all different, but learning about them, the same way with refereeing, listening to other guys and taking in ideas and say, well, that one fits for me, but that one doesn't. But it helped make me a better referee. And again, just like Lees-McRae, helped make me a better man, to understand different people's thoughts. Again, I'm huge on relationships. So again, it goes back to Lees-McRae, but those relationships helped me in refereeing as well. So I feel fortunate to be in the position I'm in today. There's only 5 of these positions in the country. So when I got the call to see if I was actually even interested in the position, I think I told you, I laughed. I was like, what? I'm still refereeing. Like, no, we're calling to see if you're interested in this position. I said, well, I got to think about this for a couple of days. So for about the next month, I didn't sleep at all, thinking about what I was going to do. But the next 2 nights, I slept like 2 or 3 hours, but my mind was racing. I couldn't slow it down. But I said, let me call him. I think I'm interested. So I called, and things took off from there. And so again, fortunate to be here. And then the Naismith Award, again, we all have goals in our life. And when I first got into refereeing and started moving up, I heard about the Naismith Award. And I see all the people who had won the award. I'm like, oh my God, it's like a who's list. It's like, that was one of my goals. My wife knew, and my son, I never told anyone else. I always keep my goals to myself, and everybody handles that however they want. But when I got the call that I'd won, I mean, it was a very humbling day. Excited, happy. I mean, I didn't get emotional to cry. That's not how I wound up, but I was very happy, and I'm still happy today about it. Again, it's an honor, and I feel privileged to be on that list of guys a lot of guys a lot better than I was. But again, I'm very, very happy and fortunate to have won the award this year.
Share with us, Mike, as you look ahead to this phase of it, the role that you're going to play in mentoring some of these officials, because I think that's probably one of the areas that you can now give back in a way that probably you're looking forward to in some regards, and helping groom these next group of officials with aspirations similar to yours of one day being that Naismith College Basketball Official of the Year. And how do you see your role now evolving from the guy who is running up and down the court blowing the whistle to the guy who's now assigning officials to games at various places that are going to have a lot of interest? I mean, the SEC basketball is a growing league. And talk to me a little bit about where you see your role playing now.
Yeah. You talk about the mentoring, and I told you before I had mentors, Coach Hostetter, I had other mentors when I was playing and then officiating as well. And, I've taken that because I know how much it helped me. So I've been mentoring not only referees, other people with my job. I work with at-risk youth with my educational degree. And man, I loved helping the kids that I worked with. I'm talking kids that didn't have a lot, and they had a lot of just a lot of situations to make it difficult for them to have a chance to succeed. So, in mentoring them, mentoring so many referees over the years, this now is a different stage, obviously. So, I take it as a challenge. And what I ask the guys on my staff, I've been in so many calls and communication with them, but I asked them all, I said, what is your goal? I'd say, like, Craig, what is your goal for the next 5 years? And they would tell me. And I said, well, it's my goal to help you reach your goals. So if I can help an individual reach whatever goals it is they've set, and all of them had 2 or 3 or 4. So if I can help them reach, some of them, most of them, or all of them, then I'm doing a good job. My job gets easier. They become better officials, and they're able to experience, some really good things in officiating. So it's a win-win for everybody. So that's my challenge. I mean, I love a challenge, and to be in a position to help others, you can't take that for granted. I mean, you have to take it and run with it. I'm always one who's trying to push the envelope to try to make things better. And that's what I want to do for the SEC and SEC Consortium of Referees. It's over 200. And, again, I want to make guys the best they can be and to be able to achieve their goals. And, you talk about SEC basketball. And SEC basketball the last 4 or 5 years is really, really taken off. And I'm glad to be a part of that with Commissioner Sankey and Dan Leibovitz, my direct boss, who guys give me this opportunity. But again, the challenge part is to make guys the best they can be. And if I can help them reach their goals, then hey, it's great for everybody. You take a guy from Princeton, West Virginia, this little small town in the hills, who goes to Lees-McRae College, little small college up in the mountains, and I've done okay. So anybody, if they work hard enough and they get the right mentors and they're always pushing and striving to get better, you can achieve your goals. You can, whatever it is, and no matter if you may want to be president, you may be in your position, president of a college, a doctor, whatever it may be. And as you know, there's been so many, not only student athletes, but just students who came through Lees-McRae who have done great things in locally and in the country. And strive for the best, because you guys can reach it. And again, Lees-McRae is to be a part of that. It was special to me and still special this day. So I'm a member of the Bobcat Club, and I will be in forever. So I appreciate you having me on. I'm a go Bobcats, and hey, stay safe. And again, thank you.